Sloan, here we are for episode 5 of your Drunken Uncle.
It's a beautiful day, fall day in Oklahoma today, and I'm just thrilled to be here. I'm in a good mood.
We got a great show for you. We got all the regulars. We got What Do You Be Drinking there. We got top 5, a great top 5 this time. We got all the awesome Say Uncles, and of course a touch of Ireland.
Yeah, and I've got some good stuff for what you be drinking there. I'm excited. I got gifts and all kinds of stuff.
All right, well, let's get to it.
Yeah. Grant,
Sloan.
we have Why Do You Tours coming up. You want to talk about it?
Oh my God, Why Do You Tours Ireland 2019. We'll be taking deposits St. Patrick's Day 2018. So you'll have a whole year to get your livers ready for Sloan's regimen of heavy drinking, pub crawls, and various sort of Irish shenanigans.
That's right. We will see so many beautiful things. We will have historical tours. We will see castles. We will hike, hungover or not. Bring your flask, because when we get to the top of Nakama Woods, we always bring our flask and toast the beautiful scenery.
It will shock you, the beautiful scenery.
It will shock you what you will see.
So you may remember from last time, we basically got the itinerary. We start in Dublin, we go west to Galway, and then south through County Kerry and County Cork, and then back to Dublin. It's gonna be a really amazing
And we're taking you off the map. When we get down into Cork, where the English couldn't suppress the Irish, we're going to show you some things that maybe most Americans haven't
So,
seen.
you want more information, you message us, you give us a call, you tweet at us, whatever, and join us for St. Patrick's Day when we unveil the itinerary.
That's right, And even if you're not in town and you want to go, just send us a message. We'll figure it out online. And there's going to be at least 2 tours at this point because so many people are signing up. It's pretty exciting.
All right. Why Do You Tours?
Peace.
Tinder? There's a lot of broken Santa toys on that island. Sloan! Next time on Why Do You Cooks, we've got the OK So folks.
Okay, so Michelle, Branda, and Ryan. Sorry, Ryan, a little brain fart there. I had the beer. Coming over, Story Slam. They are the Story Slam bosses of Tulsa, and they're coming over to talk about it.
Story Slam is just this amazing sort of cultural event in Tulsa where they have a different theme every month that people get up and there's like a 5-minute limit or something and tell a story, and it's just a raucous great time.
It's so fun. I do it all the time. I enjoy doing it, telling stories, but just going to listen, actually. I enjoy just listening sometimes.
And they're going to talk about their passion for it and why they do it and what their plans are. And what are you going to be cooking?
Oh, we're having an Italian feast. I'm making, and I'm serious about this, a giant salad. Because you always have to have, we're doing an Italian feast, so you always have to have a big salad. And then eggplant parmesan, chicken parmesan, and my world famous garlic bread.
And the eggplant parmesan is going to be gluten-free, right?
It's going to be gluten-free for at least one of us. Maybe not all of us.
All right, so join us next time on Why Do You Cook? It's coming soon. Cheers.
Yeah.
So now it's time for What Do You Be Drinking There, lad? So
what do you be drinking there? I brought us some fun stuff. I mean, I'm like the bearer of presents. I feel like Santa Claus sometimes. All right, so
I have said
I'm like
times,
Oprah Winfrey, actually.
You get
a growler. You get a growler. You get a growler.
Whoa!
Yeah, Apple Blossom Brewery. Make sure this is separate. And of course, I got one from my friend Joseph. I love you, man. He's the co-owner of Apple Blossoms Brew Pub and Brewery.
Awesome.
Makes his own beer, and he hooked me up twice now. This is twice he's hooked me up. And we're gonna taste this stuff. So right out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Apple Blossom Brewing Company. We've already had a little taste of the Oktoberfest. Grant has right here their orange wheat, and as Joe said last night, he was trying to basically make Boulevard wheat go itself. So he says that's a lot better.
Okay.
I can tell you this about the Oktoberfest, though. So this is a really good Oktoberfest. I enjoy it. It's 7.1%. It's a little strong. And he said it was about 1% stronger than they wanted it to be. But that's the way yeast works, is what Joe said.
Get what you get.
And I hung out with Joe last night in Fayetteville, and he hooked me up this morning, and I brought it home.
Nice.
So let's taste this stuff.
Yeah, so we got the Oktoberfest, right?
Let's try the Oktoberfest. Talk
Ready?
about it in our steins. I like it. It's got legs. You can taste how strong it is, right?
It's not, yeah, but it doesn't make it like, alcohol-y. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it
it's not
taste-
like a spot optometer or something. You know, it's really powerful.
But it is in that German style. And
I like the
usually
vitamin spaten. I do.
You like this Baron Spaten?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I like it. I like this a lot, actually. This is a really good beer. And it's the time of year. It's the 60s out. It's 60 degrees outside, 65. I know that's probably like the Northerners are like 65, but I know. But for us, that's great. It's great fall weather. Oktoberfest was actually this last weekend, so
Perfect timing.
perfect timing. This is really good. We should try really quick the wheat beer. That's good. That's good. All right, this is the orange wheat. It says orange on top of it, and this was his way of giving the middle finger to the Kansas City brewery. I can't remember it now. Boulevard. Damn it.
Again?
Boulevard Wheat. Their famous beer.
Yeah. I think you did a great job of doing that. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I hate Boulevard Wheat. I hate wheat beers in general
Yeah, wheat
but-
beers are not.
because it's just too like fruity for me, I guess. But this is actually pretty good, man.
Yeah. I like
And you can
it.
taste the orange in it, right? Like at the front of your mouth.
Doesn't make it too fruity. That's it.
It's not too fruity. I mean, especially compared to some other.
On a hot day, especially, this would be really good after a hard bike ride or something. Just.
It does remind me of that Shock Top, whatever that real macro brew.
Ooh.
It's got just
I
that
do
orange
think it's
taste.
closer. Yeah, I think it's closer to Shock.
I mean, I prefer a dark beer, so I'll go back to the Oktoberfest. But this is good. I mean, this is really
Yeah,
good. It's
good.
not weedy. It doesn't taste like a bunch of wheat in my
You can
mouth.
see it.
Yeah, oh yeah, because it's partially filtered, so it's not fully filtered, and intentionally for the flavor.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you'd like it. So that's your Growler. Everyone gets a Growler. Thank you, Apple Blossom. Thank you, Joseph. Here's mud in your eye, Joseph.
Where's the brewery? Tell us a little about the brewery.
The brewery is a little bit northern Fayetteville, so it's sort of on the way to Springdale. It's in more of a suburb area. I don't know the address. We can put the address up here. It's a really beautiful place. Great food. Big. It's big. They really expanded. They also own the Smoke and Barrel, which is on Dixon Street.
Yeah.
That was their first bar, and they opened a new place in Springdale, a little hole in the wall that he just says is so he loves it. He built the bar himself. He showed me all the pictures, and it's gorgeous.
Okay.
And so we're going to Fayetteville. We have a date with Joe and friends, and they play music. He's gonna play bass. I'm gonna play harp. We're gonna go down and jam with them, and then we're gonna go to the Springdale pub and just have a good time. And we're gonna Uber that shit. We're gonna Uber it. We are gonna Uber.
Not sure.
A fuck good time is what I was trying to say.
All right,
Using the
thank
F
you to
word.
Blossom Brewery.
Yeah. What should be drinking there?
Cheers.
Slancha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some douchebaggery going on around here. Grant,
Sloan,
tell me something I don't know.
have you guys heard of optogenetics?
Is it something to do with your eyes?
No. It's the use of light to stimulate bodily tissues.
The use of light to stimulate bodily tissues. Like
I know.
these lights right here?
Yeah, like you're not far off.
It's not your only body part song.
Oh.
You're
that's
not
the only
far off.
body part I care about.
Swiss scientists used optogenetics to give rats an instant boner.
Dude, I had it.
You did.
I fucking had it. My instinct kicked in.
It's that, I don't know, it's the drunken uncle mind meld or something.
Yeah.
You knew exactly where I was going with that.
Wow. Well, no, but wow.
So here's
all right.
how it works, okay? So optogenetics, it takes genes from photosensitive algae or bacteria. There's certain algae that grow in ponds or whatever that react to light.
Yeah.
Right? It takes those light reacting genes out of these organisms and uses a virus to splice them into tissue. So it's been used on other things like livers, pancreas to produce insulin, eyeballs.
But why are they giving rats boners? Like, what's the intention there?
The intention was to basically solve the epidemic of erectile dysfunction.
Epidemic.
150 million men worldwide suffer from it.
It's all up here, man.
And this is much better than boner pills. Literally.
I mean, I know that some of them probably really do have.
So what they did was they used these viruses to splice in these genes into the what is that? What's the tissue in the penis? The cavum carpos. I don't know. I'll put it up here.
Studying.
It's the sort of spongy tissue in the penis that relaxes and lets blood in. Anyway, so they spliced it into this tissue. So as soon as they shone this blue light on it, you can buy it at Home Depot, Sloan. As soon as you shine the light on it, it just boom,
shine
relaxed,
the light on
and the blood
me.
just flows in.
Yeah.
Instant boner.
So basically, like you light the candles. Let's get it on.
It's just immediate.
This blue light comes on. Beep. Hey, let's get it on. What was that light? Nothing, honey. Nothing.
Just shine a little lower, a little lower. The woman's running around the room turning on every light possible.
Yeah, the woman's chasing you like, I need to go mow the yard. She's chasing you with a light.
She's like, does it make it longer?
Yeah.
Shining the light.
It's like, no, keep it on there for an extra 5 minutes.
Exactly. Do you
They'll
guys
figure that shit out. They'll be like, 13 minutes is perfect for you, baby. Or, I mean, me.
The real thing, like, they haven't tried it on humans yet because of the sort of ethical issues of infecting your own tissues with viruses. Yeah. But it just really shows, like, how mechanical the human body is. Like, that it can be manipulated like this.
It's a flesh machine.
I'm a flesh machine.
Kiss myself.
So.
Yeah, well, wow. I never knew that. I didn't even know that was possible. There's going to be so many fun. You're going to go, to dance. You're going to go to a club, and there's going to be all, lights. They're already going.
You're
there's going to be these extra lights.
I got to go use the bathroom. Sorry.
All these guys are going on the dance floor. Wow. Ooh, lasers are going to be popping out. Hey, baby, let's do a little grind action on the dance floor.
All right, Sloan, now it's time for our top 5. And today we're doing top 5 best places to write.
Yes, if you're a writer, any kind of writing, where's your best place to write? We have our top 5.
Yeah.
I'm going first. Numero 5. My deck. I have a great fucking deck.
Yes, you do.
Second story, overlooks the woods. I've actually written out there. A little fire.
I've written out there.
Beer. Yeah. It's quiet. So I know most people don't have that option, but if you have a really good deck, writing on the deck is nice. Being outside is really nice.
Any writers who want to go over to Sloan's and write on his deck, just
yeah, seriously.
Number 4, the bathtub. Just like Bryan Cranston in Trumbo. I love those scenes where he's in the bathtub with his typewriter. He's got this little thing across the tub. And he's typing.
It's a board. It's a fucking board. And he's got a typewriter.
Do you guys actually do that? Do you have
no,
boards and,
I don't.
For your laptop?
I don't have a cool tub like that.
You know what a bathtub is to me? It's a freaking disease tub. But also, it's like on my knees. Nothing like it's either my knees freeze, my ass freeze. Something's gonna freeze.
Because you can't fit in a tub.
I can't fit in a
big.
tub. It's like I feel like Elf, where I'm
Beached
like
whale,
putting water on. Fuck.
That's a fake number 4.
I think it's good.
It's not even.
No, because I know people like my ex will
way.
go into a bath and sit in that bathtub, and I'm not even shitting you, hours, and read. So why couldn't you go in there and write?
But you're naming your top 5. You guys don't even do that.
I still think it's number 4 best place to write, Laura.
That's Grant's prerogative. It's Grant's prerogative.
Now we can't trust any of your lists. What other of your lists are fake lists?
Edit, cut her out. Cut Laura out. She's revealing too much.
I was lying about
Wizard
Pulp
of Oz
Fiction being
shit
the best.
going on here. She fucking Toto, no, don't go behind the curtain. Motherfucker. Just revealed all this
I
shit.
think you guys we need to put something in it. One one of you are like, yes.
Okay, well, the next one I definitely
We're
have
looking
done.
for a new Laura. We are taking applications starting next week.
The next one I definitely have done, but it's number. Go ahead.
All right, numero tres. A stinking pee-stained hole in the wall. I've written so many times in dirty, grungy pubs. I've even
Hotels.
bartended in some of them, and I've written on bar naps. And you just sit there and write because for me personally, I'm a writer of. I like to watch human behavior, and some of my favorite times to write are in these hole in the walls because you hear the weirdest things. You see some strange stuff, and it just comes to you. And when you're sitting there writing, I've written so much stuff with you, conferences, different times. I mean, we've written so much stuff back and forth just in all those hole in the walls. I mean, so a good hole in the wall is great. Cellar dweller here in Tulsa,
Probably
place to
one
write.
of
When
the
you
best.
said pea stained, I automatically thought Arnie's.
Or Arnie's. Yeah.
I was thinking on that.
You know, there's a lot of good. You know, there's writers that go in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you know,
During the day, during
just
the
like in S.E. Hinton's
In the
Tim's
daytime, yeah.
S.E. Hinton's Tim stories, you know, has that
Yeah.
writer who writes in the bar.
Right.
You know.
He sounds familiar. All right.
All right, number 2, your lover's ass. What better place than just like in the Pillow book, you know, where Ewan McGregor is like writing on her, you know, ass or whatever, or what Dangerous Liaisons, right? It's just such a great place to just put a little desktop down and just.
No, you'd have to
Most
do a longhand.
inspiring.
You'd do a longhand so that she could feel the
That's right.
every word
Or he.
as you're writing. Or he.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
he or
they.
she. They.
Why not? I think it's just the most inspirational place to write.
Do you want to write right now? I'll take my pants off.
Please. There's going to be a visual on that, right, Charles? Oh, that was a good sentence. Yeah, I felt that one. That was good.
Yeah, that was really good. It moved. It moved.
I think it moved. Moved? It may have moved, I don't know.
Shit, stop, Brad. It moved. That was a really powerful poem. My dick moved.
Yeah, I think they got that.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
And the number 1 place to write is the cottage in Ireland.
We stayed at
Picture right here.
Catherine's Cottage, just about 3 kilometers north of Baltimore, County Cork, Ireland,
Yeah.
where we basically every morning got up and rode for at least half a day.
At least.
For 2 weeks. It just was an incredible landscape, an incredible atmosphere.
So quiet. There was so much work. We produced so much work. He was working on a novel. I was working on a novel. And there was this drama all around us. I mean, there was a heavy drama in
we've told
Baltimore at
that
that
story.
time. Yeah, we told that story. But even with that, we did, and we were hiking and we were traveling and we did so much. But even with all that, we wrote so much. I think I wrote like 10 chapters.
Yeah, I wrote 100 pages.
Yeah.
And it just,
Good.
you know,
Getting away from it all, Laura.
you want to know why we want to go to Ireland so badly and why we want to take everyone with us is because we have experiences like this and just it's so inspirational.
to Ireland.
All of it. Just it's
I
the
do.
best place to write. That's why it's a.
You
That's
dropped me
why
off in the airport that day.
it's literally an island of writers. And
It is.
There's no.
I mean, everybody is a
Question
writer.
why.
Even if they don't write in Ireland, they speak like a writer. They talk like a writer. They're so witty. They have great jokes. They have a great turn of phrase. It's amazing. The Irish are amazing.
So there
So
it is.
yeah, number 1, go to Ireland to write, and go to the cottage if you can.
Aye.
Aye, Jays, for the love of Saint Peter and all that's holy in the world. Does Ireland miss me? Out there in the cold waters, all alone, floating out there in the North Atlantic without her son, her favorite lover, Sloan.
All right, Slow. Now it's time for Say
Uncle. Say Uncle, man, where we tell the world to go up the yin yang or stop that or awesome or whatever, but say Uncle.
It's our fuck chop complaint session.
Yeah, that's our complaining section. Complaining section.
All right, so you kick it off, man.
All right. Say Uncle casinos. I drove by the casinos today, coming back from Fayetteville, Arkansas. There was this big billboard sign before I got to the casino, right? Advertising. Your story starts here. And I looked at that, and there's all these happy fake fuckers looking at putting a quarter into the Keno machine or whatever, the thing, and then there's a guy having a martini at the, playing cards. Like it's and I've been in casinos, man. It's not a lot of fun. And on top of it all, I know some people who lose their shit in casinos. Like, it's an addiction. Gambling's an addiction. But not only that, it's just a waste of fucking time. It's a waste of time. Get outside, go do something. I would take that money and do something. I would go to fucking Ireland.
Oh my God, yes.
I would
to
go
that.
camping. I mean, there's so much you can do. Get out there. Why go sit inside a dark, and they're always smoky casino with a bunch of fucking people who have sort of lost focus on life and do that shit to yourself?
I agree.
Drink, motherfucker.
You live out by one.
Yeah, I don't even look at it. It's north of me.
I know, but
even
not
look
too
at it.
far. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy how, and this is the weirdest part about Oklahoma is like it's supposedly the Bible Belt and everything. Everyone's really conservative and religious around here.
Whatever.
But suddenly they just opened the gate to casinos, and part of it is because their agreements with Native tribes,
Americans,
and Native tribes are benefiting from these casinos
And
for sure.
It is a
But
a bit
it
of
is
a
a
revenge. Bit of revenge.
Yeah,
On the white man?
maybe a little bit.
Sure, it's been over 2 minutes. I didn't.
Laura, you should have to drink for every time you don't time.
Oh,
It's like-
new rules. New rules. Drink, Laura, drink.
Like always the first say uncle of every time.
Say
I
Uncle
take
should
it.
just be your clarion call to grab the bell and.
Yeah, you're in charge. And you don't use your
No, I just
box
forget.
enough.
My box.
Yeah, or your bowl or whatever we call that. Your-
Yeah.
What are we calling? What are we?
I know.
What are we
Laura's.
calling?
I thought we called it Laura's box. You just don't want anything in there.
It's just like not. I don't know.
We need to get new stuff.
It doesn't fit.
We gotta get new stuff. It should be like you should be like looking up. What are we doing? I got so much cool stuff. All right, you're up.
Say Uncle Hollywood. Can we finally diversify now? Can we finally open this very closed shop to women, to people of color? Finally, I mean, what is it? Is this it? Like, it takes a rapist finally for us to say Hollywood is a shit show, and it's been an exclusive, patriarchal, male-centered business for so long. Women have been perennially paid less, have been closed out of power. I mean, what was that? The Oscar So White movement a couple years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't enough. But, I mean, maybe Harvey Weinstein is a blessing in disguise in the sense that it might finally make a difference. This place might finally change. You might finally see more women executives, more women directors, women in roles, beyond the age of just being hot pieces of ass. Like, I mean,
Preemptive drink.
go. I'm jump in. I expect both of you to.
I
This is
totally
very
agree with Grant. I
topical
totally
issue.
agree with Grant. I actually had a say uncle on this that touches on this. I still might do it, but adding diversity is not a bad thing. It's actually what we want as a culture. Like, we want these movies. So, and also, it's not simply just because it's a story about African Americans or women or anything like that. Let them have access to the fucking camera and all that shit. So women are great directors, for instance. The Hurt Locker. I love that movie, and that was a woman who directed that, and she did a fabulous job. And it just shows you that
Catherine Bigelow.
you don't need to be all white male all the time, especially Hollywood. Come on, man.
And forever
Or
it's
anywhere.
forever
Anywhere,
it's
of
been
course,
it's
yeah.
been justified that people aren't going to like it. People it won't sell, and that's been used to perpetuate this male
But
dominance
that's
forever.
bullshit, and we know that, right?
Everyone knows it because the stats don't match up. But
Right.
people like Weinstein have been able to say that over and over and use their power to abuse women, and it's over. Say Uncle Hollywood.
Yeah.
Say Uncle Weinstein hypocrites. And what I mean by this is those who are calling out Weinstein for his fucking horrible shit that he's done and yet still support Donald Trump or Bill Clinton or anybody else. I have argued online about this, but I will fess up and say I did that. I looked the other way when Bill Clinton was president because I liked Bill Clinton, and I did leave the Democratic Party because of Bill Clinton's shenanigans. Not just with Monica Lewinsky, but with all this shit. I was like, dude, this guy, I can't be with this guy anymore. I campaigned for Bill Clinton hardcore back in the 90s. Door to door, did all that shit just like we did for Obama. But I mean, you can't come out now and pound your legs and scream and say, oh, look what you did about, you said this about Donald Trump, and it's really the liberals who do this because it's Hollywood. It's men, and it's an issue. And
Hey,
you gotta drink.
no!
You gotta celebrate. But it is, and
it's true.
This power trip that men get on. I don't know what turns them on. Like, I don't really understand the turn on. Like, I don't get it. Like, but whatever, they do it, and that doesn't stick in one camp or the other. So if you're gonna sit there and scream and yell at Weinstein and all of his fucking horrible acts, you better call out Donald Trump. You better call out everybody else.
Yeah,
I'm all on board for that. I'm all on board for that.
Yeah, because hypocrisy knows no party. I mean,
Exactly.
my good friend Brandon sent me this meme of President Obama like putting the Medal of Freedom, I think it was, on Bill Clinton, on Bill Cosby, on Henry Weinstein, and I was like, you got it. I mean, I can't. I'm not going to defend just for partisan. I'm not going to defend sex.
No, you can't do it
for partisan benefit.
So say Uncle Hypocrisy.
But everyone needs to be called out, especially the one person sitting.
And I think it's
fucking
time.
White House.
And I think it's time. It's time. It's time.
That was really hard
Say
to
Uncle.
No.
Say Uncle Weinstein hypocrites. Yeah.
Anything to add?
You're good.
Okay. My turn. Say Uncle Closet poets. I'm not talking about people who are gay writing poetry. Let me start over.
No, that stays. That stays. Just go forward. Go forward.
Say Uncle Closet Poets, because I know you're out there. Everyone in the world has a notebook or like a napkin when they got high and wrote a poem or whatever. Everyone writes poetry. Like, people talk about poetry being dead and like, blah, blah, blah. It's the furthest thing from being dead. It's the easiest art to make because basically all you need is like a stick and some dirt and you can scratch out a poem, like, or a piece of paper, like free. Like, you can. It doesn't take anything, no capital to write poetry. It's why it's such a ubiquitous art. Maya Angelou wrote, "I know why the caged bird sings." You don't have to be free to write poetry. It's such a powerful medium, and everyone does it. So I'm saying, come out of the closet. Share your poetry, get involved with poetry around your town, and there's communities everywhere.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I was at an event last night with Bill Flanagan, and it was kind of the sort of an end of a chapter on the whole Bill Flanagan thing. And I wrote a poem, read it last night. It went over really well. A lot of people come up to me afterwards and congratulated me on it, and also talked about how they loved it and all that. But there were other poets up there too, and songwriters who wrote poetry and added music to it, and it's a powerful avenue for anything you want to talk about. So a loved one that's gone, that's what we did last night, but you can write poetry about the environment, politics.
Didn't you bring a little chapbook of Flanagan's?
I did. They created
Yeah, let's hold that up.
they created a zine of Bill Flanagan. So there's poetry in here, and a lot of his paintings are in here.
Yeah, the guy was a visual artist. He was a painter, but here
Yeah.
he is. He wrote poems all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a creative guy. So
It was
obviously
the
that's
CD.
not
Yes,
obviously
CD.
that's not, most creative people are creative in a lot of ways, but people who aren't creative write poems. So say Uncle.
So write.
Right.
Get out and write.
Get it out.
Yeah. Awesome.
Share it.
Cheers. Let's launch it. All right, my turn. All right. This one. Say, Uncle Universe, you are a tricky lady. You are an interesting thing that guides my universe, my world. And the reason I bring this up is because when you think things are going one way, the universe does another thing. It opens doors. There's just a thing about this universe, and I want to give an example. So
You always go. I gotta jump in here.
I didn't even get finished.
You go so fucking big. Like,
Well, this is
all
big.
you're saying
Universe!
is big. Like,
I have even a bigger say uncle than this. So if you
What?
think this
Bigger
is bigger
than
than the
universe.
universe,
All right, fine.
I have a bigger one.
continue with your
All
point.
All right, I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
So I want to give a really great example. So, like we just talked about with poetry, I was at Flanagan. His birthday was yesterday, and he had a big. His wife Barbara and friends put out this incredible art show for him. There was live music. I read a poem. There was just this great event, and I drove into Fayetteville, kind of dark, to be honest. I felt like I used to always drive to Fayetteville
To see
Flanagan.
Bill.
Like
Yeah.
that was my number one reason for over 25 years.
Yeah.
25 years of my life. I drive into Fayetteville for that. And lo and behold, as I'm sort of closing this chapter with my friend Bill, my friend Joe shows up. And I have a new reason to go to Fayetteville. And this is a whole new way for me to see Fayetteville. And I don't know, universe, you're a tricky son bitch sometimes because... Can't even say it that way. I try to avoid it. I tried so hard to avoid that word.
Wait, what you're saying? What's
But I'm just saying. I'm
Is
just
it-
saying. Universe, say Uncle Universe, because you do things that I don't expect to happen, and I thought about it all the way back. I'm like, here I am, sort of going into Fayetteville in a dark kind of space, and I come out thinking, oh my goodness, things are opening up again.
When a door
The
closes,
universe
another
is,
one
yeah,
opens.
yeah. It's a little, the universe is a little tricky. So anyway, say Uncle Universe would be awesome.
Say Uncle college football coaches. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Like, okay, I work at a private university, and our football coach is definitely the highest paid quote unquote faculty member. But in state schools, like if you go from state to state, you will see that the highest paid public employee of that state is always the college football coach. At least in most like states, particularly southern states.
So much beer.
It just shows you how fucking screwed our priorities are.
Yeah.
That we pay college football coaches who are in charge of basically slave labor, in my view.
I agree.
Ooh.
I'm drinking, but I
That's
agree.
a whole another say, Uncle. But
It is.
These men, and they're almost always men, but some women who, particularly in women's sports like basketball and particularly basketball, get paid a lot of money. And they're overseeing all of these basically slave laborers. And I mean, it's just a ridiculous sort of part of our culture. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how things are going to
It's
change.
the
There's so much.
system,
Yes, it
man.
is a system, and there's so much money involved.
It's a systemic
You know,
fucking issue.
I honestly, this should be a say uncle about universities. Like, universities have no business being in sports. They have no business being in fraternities, and they have no business being in sports. Like,
Yeah.
it's just absurd. Like, let's just have minor league professional
Don't
teams.
things fun.
I mean, I'm proud of my my old school Wichita State for not bringing back the football program. So many people have tried to bring that back there, and they're fine without it. They have baseball and they
Basketball.
have basketball, but it doesn't like football is a whole different.
Still, their basketball coach is probably the highest paid.
I don't know if that's true, to be honest. I
Person
don't know.
in Wichita.
I don't know. I don't know if
They're
that's true.
massive. They're
don't
a
know.
good team.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's true.
Anyway.
I had to look into that research.
Say Uncle college football coaches.
I did 3, didn't I? I did casino.
I thought you said you had another one coming up.
I did Weinstein. And I did Universe. I have so many fucking say uncles.
Do one more. I want to know what this say uncle is bigger than the universe is. Come on.
I do too.
You really want me to do the larger than the universe?
Yeah.
Say uncle multi-universes. And I've been thinking about this because somewhere out there, Greg Jenkins, fucking Bernie Sanders is president. And why couldn't that be our universe?
Yeah, and somewhere out there.
We got fucked.
Yeah, and somewhere out there, there's a universe in which there are two sober uncles doing a YouTube channel
Yeah.
about boring stuff
Yeah.
like gardening.
The teetotaling uncles. Hey, welcome to your teetotaling uncles. So anyway, multi-universe, say uncle, because we got the shaft on this deal.
We got the worst universe
We got
possible.
the fucking worst. We got the Donald Trump reality TV fucking president, and you get Bernie Sanders.
There are worse universes, guys.
God, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are. But anyway, Say Uncle Multi-Universe. He wanted to hear one larger. There it is.
All right, fine, you got me.
I had that one written down, motherfucker. I think about Say Uncles a lot. Like, I walk around. Say Uncle this, Say Uncle this. It's on my phone. I got Say Uncle on that phone. I write them down all the time.
And
Here's your touch of Ireland.
Don't do it.
I had to do it for him.
Sloan, here
Yeah.
we are, Mizenhead, County Cork, Ireland. One of the best views in all of Ireland. It's amazing, isn't it, Sloan?
It's absolutely gorgeous here. The sun is out, as you can see. We're lucky to have this. Rain's coming. A little bit of your Drunken Uncle magic here at Mizenhead. Gorgeous place. We just watched a seal swim around in a small cove. And I think that's Donegal, is that correct? Straight out there?
County Kerry.
County Kerry.
Yeah, so that's the Ring of Kerry right up there. Skellig Michael off the coast. It's just incredible how far you can see, although it does look like some clouds are moving in, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're gorgeous, and the birds are circling the cliffs here. You can hear them squeaking and squawking. It's just a gorgeous day.
All right, thank you everyone for watching your Drunken Uncle. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube.
YouTube, goddammit.
We
Get
need more
out there and
subscribers.
subscribe to us on YouTube. We need 100. We want 100 subscriptions by the end of this season.
Yes, thank you for watching. Cheers.
We're out there. Slancha.
And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. Will we play Drunken Uncle? No, never.